So we're now into the final week. Whether you believe the week starts on Sunday or Monday, debatable. Maybe we go in tomorrow into 2K week. But yeah, so right now there is 4 days until 2K21 comes out. I know you guys might be thinking, oh, it comes out on Friday and today is Sunday. We can't forget that the game comes out. Australia and New Zealand exist, and it is very, very easy to get the game as get it early by buying it through an Australian/New Zealand PSN account. It is a very, very easy thing to do. So yeah, we are into the last 4 days. So it is only going to be 4 more days of me making speculation videos about the game. So yeah, this is basically it. So first of all, I'm going to be talking about one of the game modes and how I believe it's going to affect the auction house. And that game mode is MyTEAM Limited. So if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. You upload more MyTEAM content than anywhere else, and you better believe we're going to keep doing that for 2K21. So basically what Limited is, it's a weekend league type mode. However, you are competing for championship rings. You get all the championship rings in a season, you lock them in for a certain card. The first week is, what's his name? It is Ralph Sampson, or the first season. So it's not the greatest reward in the world. But at the end of the day, though, because there may not be the highest quantity of great centers, a 7'4" giant who can play a little bit, shoot a little bit, is going to be pretty nice early on in the year, not going to lie. So yeah, basically the limited game mode is what people think is their weekend league. However, I genuinely believe that it's going to be it'll be a more casual mode than they expect. They're talking about it like it's the competitive mode, but the way the mode is, it's going to be a casual mode. So basically what the mode is it's basically squad restrictions. So there are restrictions going into it, as well as that there is random prizes every game you win and a random chance of it being a championship ring. So basically at the end of every game you get the choice of keeping the prize you get or exchanging the prize, which could be an upgrade or it could be a downgrade. However, basically it's complete luck whether you get a championship ring or not. By the way things sound, you could win 100 games and not get a championship ring. However, you could also win 1 game and get a championship ring, which means that it's just a little bit of a weird type thing, because I wish they'd taken the championship rings and made them separately. Say if you get 30 wins in a weekend, you get a championship ring, but the championship rings have nothing to do with the prizes, because all that has done is made it a complete luck-based game mode. So I'm going to be talking now about how it is going to change the auction house. So you just never know what the restrictions are going to be. So some random weeks, the restrictions might be you need 7 silvers in your squad. And all of a sudden, what that's going to do is it's going to shoot up the price of every silver card, especially the usable silver cards. There will be a couple of usable silver cards, especially with no quick draw. There will definitely be a couple of usable ones, because you know for a fact a couple of them are going to have clamps, a couple of them are going to have range. So there are a couple of them that are going to be semi-okay. And those guys are going to completely shoot up in price. Just for example, if one of the weeks is you need silver players for MyTEAM Limited. But basically, my advice would be initially just sell. Like on Friday or Thursday, whether they announce it before it starts on Thursday or it just randomly the restrictions get announced at the very, very start on Friday, what I would suggest you to do is just sell your cards right away, especially if it turns out that it is a complete luck element to the championship rings. You can make a hell of a lot of MT, especially like with Spotlight Sims. Everyone wanted, from last year, for example, Cam Reddish, and Hawks players with 10k MT. And then 3 hours later, when everyone had gotten Cam Reddish, everyone was selling the Hawks players and they suddenly went down to like 3k MT. So just sell them right away. You don't need to be straight away onto limited. Wait a little bit, you'll make a hell of a lot more MT selling any eligible cards straight away and buying them back the next day. Because of the way the championship ring system is, most people are only going to be playing for them. So what I actually think is going to happen is that a lot of people are going to start selling their cards straight away. So for example, if, just a hypothetical situation, it's silvers or it's golds only, and all golds have gone really expensive, and one random person manages to get their championship ring, like, I don't know, Friday night. They'll sell their players. And then a load more people start getting them on Friday night. And they'll all start selling their players. And then you're going to see the prices gradually dip as the weekend goes on. And then, I don't know, 2K might change the odds with championship rings. Then nobody's getting championship rings. So suddenly more and more people are buying and the prices are going up. So it's going to be a very, very weird thing with the market, because it's not going to be people selling, say, one card at a time. It's going to be people selling their entire teams every time they get a championship ring. As well as that, what is going to happen is on the Sunday or Monday, whenever it officially ends, everyone is going to sell every overpriced card. So gold cards could maybe have been, say, 1,000 MT, an average of 1,000 MT each. Again, they'll probably be less, but this is just, again, a hypothetical situation. They could be an average of 1,000 each. They could go up to 5,000 each if it ends up being a all gold MyTEAM limited weekend. And all of a sudden, every single one of them is basically put up on the market at the same time when it finishes, and they might end up dropping from, say, the 1,000 MT to an average of about 600 MT. So it is going to completely fluctuate the market. So how can you make the most advantage, or make advantage of this? The easiest way to make advantage of this is, as I said at the start, selling your cards when they're at their highest. Again, I'm making this video pre-launch because if I start saying this during the year, then everyone is going to be holding off and trying to sell their cards, and there's going to be a huge supply of them. And it's not necessarily going to be the greatest tip in the world if everyone starts to sell early on. It means that just means even though the demand is high, the supply is high, so the price isn't going to spike. But when the demand gets low and when the supply gets low and the demand stays high, that's when you're going to get your most. So basically what is going to end up happening is if you sell then and you even buy back 3 hours later, it means I'm guessing in those 3 hours, 5,000 people will have looked out and obtained the championship ring, and they'll have sold their full team. And those guys are going to put up their cards for cheap. And that ends up leading into the second point. It is going to be the easiest time ever for sniping. And it's going to be the easiest time ever. The amount of people that are going to see they need X amount of gold players. And I'm not talking about the guys that have paid 10k for them all, because they're going to look for their money back. I'm talking about the guys that just happen to have a certain amount of the card. And they'll put them all up on the auction house for the price that they were before this event happened. They won't even look at the prices and put them up for, say, the 1,000 MT. That's where you can snipe. When people get their rewards, they're going to put up the cards for cheaper because they just want the quick MT. That is where it becomes really easy to snipe. As well as that, there's going to be guys that don't know anything about the game mode and are going to see certain cards that are lower overall, even though they happen to be MyTEAM limited cards, and putting them up for really cheap. So it's going to be extremely easy to snipe, just like it was a lot easier to snipe, say, Udonis Haslams than anyone else last year, because people didn't realize Udonis Haslam was so expensive. It's going to be really easy to snipe these cards. As well as that, you can basically prep. So what I would say is, like, if you do want to like get card level up, I'm not entirely sure if there even is a card collector level. There's nothing in the pictures. That's one thing I'm not entirely sure is going to be in the game next year. But if you want to get a whole bunch of cards so that you can almost prep for more weeks of the MyTEAM Limited, just to make sure you have enough cards that you're not stuck having to buy overpriced cards, just buy them all on the Monday. The market's going to, if this mode is big, the market will crash every Monday. Every Monday. Or Sunday night when this thing is finished. The market's going to crash, lads. It will crash. So just be ready for that. But anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. That is MyTEAM Limited in a nutshell. That is the video, and that is what I believe is going to be the biggest thing with MyTEAM Limited. Do I think the game mode is going to be this ultra competitive mode? Hell no. Hell no. Unless championship rings are directly tied to ability and wins, this will not be a competitive mode. If championship rings, which is what they made it sound like, and not what they made it sound like, what we know it is, they're in random prizes. Championship rings are 100% random, which means this is not going to be a competitive mode. This is going to be a casual mode. If you have the potential of winning 50 games and not getting the prize, while also having the potential of winning one game and getting the prize, competitive players will not care about this game mode. People will still play it. People will still play it to get the rewards. If the rewards are really good, people will still play it. However, I'm telling you this right now, going into the year, unless they find a better way of distributing championship rings, apart from just complete luck, then this will not be a competitive mode. If I know one thing about guys that are high, like competitive players, is that anything that's luck based is out the window. And I think that the fact that everything is seems to be luck based at MyTEAM Limited, yeah, this is not going to be the mode for competitive players. I'm telling you that right now. But anyway, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's robbing. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rocking. When I link with ball point, you know it's not.